Welcome. Hi. Well, so we're waiting on Mel. He's never late. Hi, Marina.
Hi, Marina.
I wrote him and I wrote his husband too. Casey's sleeping on the bed. Kim's here. Got the whole gang coming in.
Hi, Kim.
Hi.
So thank you guys for coming.
Yeah.
And if you want to donate anything to Mel, he's got Venmo, or you can mail a check. I'll give you guys that info too. Is Kim here? Hi, Kim. So his Venmo is Melvin DOERR for Venmo. Okay, I still don't.
Because he's adorable.
Yes.
Wow.
So he's never late, you guys.
Yeah.
I haven't heard back. I hope he isn't in the hospital, back in the hospital.
Oh, dear.
No. I wrote his husband too, so I'm bound to hear from somebody. But honest to goodness, if I'm late when we do our Mondays, he's on me like flies, you know what? Yeah. I'm here. I'm waiting right exactly at 10 a.m. He's like, I'm here. I'm waiting. Hold on. On my way. Thank God.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah. I'm a Virgo. I go to the worst case scenario. I worry. My mother was a warrior too. You better wear clean underwear in case you get hit by a car.
Yeah. And you're the first thing you say when you get hit.
Yeah.
Of course I got hit by a car.
Oh, well, at least this way when he comes in, we can all say surprise.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is it a surprise? Is it a surprise?
No.
I had to get his permission because he's so sick, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He might have said, oh, dear God, no, I can't be on camera or whatever.
Right.
And Linda, someone's asking in the chat, is it an underscore or is it a dash?
No, it's a dash.
It's a dash. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Oh, Sherry from the swamp is here, but I don't see. Oh, there she is. Hi, Sherry. Hold on.
Yeah, it gets down really low.
Hi, y'all.
Hi, Sherry.
But they only allow, Allie, they only allow 10?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but they can be in the
$5.
waiting room. They can be in the waiting room, Linda. Yeah.
I know, but
Yeah,
it's real nice
well,
that people want to come.
Yeah, we'll rotate out. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody needs to come in.
Whatever needs to be done.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Mel will
45
take
minutes
half
at
the
the post
time
office
talking about what
driving
happened. He can tell a good story.
He can tell a good
He's so
story.
good. That's the Southern thing.
Yeah.
Southerners can tell real good stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. I got to
And I lie while I'm
Mel's
talking.
address
No, I'm just
because
kidding.
I just spent 45 minutes at the post office standing in line to mail him his package that I got for him to get well soon and birthday combo gift. And when I got up there, they're like, no, this address doesn't exist.
Oh, jeez.
Which one was it?
Huh?
Which
It
address
the one
was
that
it?
you had posted on the
That's his
Office.
that's his office address. It
Yeah.
matched the office address.
Hmm.
And they told me it didn't exist. So I'll email them later and say, what's the right address?
oh my
On
God.
his website.
You got to let me know because that's the address I give.
Oh, I'm letting you know. I just got back from the post office. But yeah, I'll send out the correct address once I get it from them.
The office of Mel Dorr, 832 East Rand Road, Suite 17,
Yep.
Mount Prospect, Illinois.
Yep. That's what I have.
Do you know how
That's
many
the
Christmas
address
cards?
people-
I had people send me Christmas cards that have for years and years, and it's been resent back to them. No such address, and you can thank Louis. You know, Louis
Yeah, I know.
Roy and his
Yeah.
grand because they don't give a you know what. Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yep, totally.
I mean, she was nice about it, you know, but
gee, we got
still aggravating.
1,429 in the room already.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we haven't even started yet.
Yay.
I know.
I know, but we
Are
decided.
you
to
sure
come
he's
on
not
to-
down there, Linda? Because sometimes it's hard to see the people.
I know, I'm down where Sherry is.
Okay. Okay.
So somebody's coming now. Danny Shea.
Ah.
It sounds like me, always at the bottom.
Hey,
Danny.
How you doing?
good. How are you? How's everybody?
We're doing good. We're just waiting on Mel.
You're late.
We're just waiting for Mel.
Sorry, Danny.
Waiting for Mel. Come on, Mel.
He has an excuse. It's okay.
He's going to be fashionably late.
No, but the good news is he's getting ready. Hi, Jeff.
He has to look beautiful
He's
for his
getting ready.
debut.
So,
Yeah.
because I was worried he didn't show. He's never late.
Oh,
And I thought, oh God, is he back in the hospital? And we just
Oh.
didn't get word.
He maybe fell asleep.
Oh shoot, he's writing me now. I can't find the invite. So does anybody have the invite on him? Or
Yeah,
never
we just-
mind.
I'll send
Does
it.
somebody have the invite on him?
I'll
Yeah,
send it.
Kevin's gonna do it.
You'll send it.
Kevin's gonna
Okay,
do it.
thank you. You guys are faster than
Thank
me.
you.
By the time I find it, it'll be
He's gonna
tonight.
get,
Or
like-
I'll have to leave.
isn't he
We'll have to-
psychic? Shouldn't he just know this?
Yeah, right. Absolutely, Danny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell him.
I'm not telling him.
Sending now.
Oh my gosh. And how is everyone while we're waiting for Mel to get here? How's everyone doing?
Okay.
It's
Good.
Saturday.
Mhm.
These energies, I don't know. Are you guys noticing? The
Yeah.
energies are big. I mean, I can
Oh,
hardly
Yes.
Oh,
The
yeah.
internet's been crazy for the last 2 days.
Well, we got Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde. We've got, you know, the eclipse energy still around
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And then
And there's a lot of sunspot activity. There was a picture yesterday of the sun, and in the middle of it were like all these storms that looked like the Cheshire cat was laughing.
Oh. And I was just listening to Andre with our friend, and she said she woke up out of the blue at 4 a.m. and she realized we were going into some solstice. And I woke up at 4 a.m.
Yep.
The day I was supposed to fly out to Arizona, but I didn't go because my dear friend Dennis, who has one of those, what are those cardiac things that keep your heart going?
Pacemaker.
Pacemaker.
Yeah, the pacemaker, and he went in and they said, oops, you need a couple of stents.
Ooh.
So he said, well, I'm supposed to meet a friend at the airport. We were going to go to the OK Corral. And he said, dude, just stay close to home. Don't go in.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going on out there? My God.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, the vernal equinox messes up people too.
Yep.
That's
But
right.
also 34,000 people in Denver showed up for burning in AOC. Isn't that wonderful? I mean,
Yes,
we
it's
are
awesome.
there. We can do this,
Do
everybody.
you think AOC has a little possibility of being president?
I do.
Well,
Oh,
when she's
definitely.
older.
If she decides to go that route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's the right age. We want the
I've always
younger.
seen her as the
Yes.
as a
I always
speaker.
felt her as the next Nancy Pelosi.
Well, she
Yeah.
could start there.
More than
Yeah.
I've always seen
oh,
her
yeah,
as a
higher vibe than Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, here he is.
Perfect.
Should we just
Yay!
just leave him backstage and act like we
Mel Hill.
Hi.
I'm sorry I couldn't get into it for some reason.
That's okay. We were talking about
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a chance to
We
talk
saved
about
you a
this.
spot. Yeah, we saved you a spot.
So this, oh, I'm gonna cry.
Well, how do you feel? Give us a lot of the people here didn't get a chance to hear your story.
Well,
And by the way, you look good.
Yeah.
You look great.
No.
Yeah.
well, I'm having a kind of a flare up of plantar fasciitis.
Oh, yeah. That hurts.
Well, at least it's not your gut.
I think it was just from being in bed. But so
Yeah.
what happened was, I'm a little out of breath. You have to forgive me because I've been going in and out of AFib because my electrolytes are a little off. But anyway, So it started around 3 weeks ago. I felt kind of like a bladder infection.
Mm.
And, I thought it'll go away. It'll go away. And
Yeah.
then it dawned on me, could this be my colon? So I think it was Thursday, a week ago, however long it was. I woke up at 2:30 a.m. in excruciating pain. My lower abdomen, I couldn't even touch. It was just, oh God, it was the most extreme pain I've ever had. So I thought, well, I'll write it out. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So finally at noon, Gary said, I'm going to take you to immediate care. So the doctor there, he couldn't even touch my abdomen. It was just excruciating. And he said, I think this is something really serious. You probably need to go to the emergency room.
Good for him.
So when I got to the ER, did all kinds of blood, all kinds of urine test stuff. And they, we're going to do a CAT scan. I had to wait 3 hours to get into an ER bay, but that was okay, So finally, they got me in the ER bay. They did a CAT scan. They came back and said, "When was your last colonoscopy?" And I said, "A couple months ago. Everything was fine. I just had some diverticulosis. Those are like little pouches, and they're common."
Yeah.
They said, "Well, one of them, or a couple of them, or a bunch of them, whatever, became infected,
Oh,
and they have burst and perforated your colon. So you have peritonitis."
oh, Mel.
And they tell me that if I had waited another day or two, I would have died.
Oh my gosh.
So at that juncture, I didn't know if I was going to have to go in for emergency surgery, because if that's the case, they would have had to resect that part of the bowel that was all inflamed and do a colostomy.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, or
he said, listen, I got a friend named Linda Grindle. I will not live this down. Don't give me a colostomy bag.
I said, yeah, because if you do, she's going to say that it needs bling because it doesn't match the rest of my outfit.
There you go.
Well, I'll send you goldfish.
Big goldfish that I can take out and drag. I love it. So anyway, they said, but let's try this. We're going to admit you. We're going to give you heavy duty antibiotics around the clock, and we'll try to get the inflammation down and the infection, because then we'll let it heal for 4 or 5 weeks. And if we do that, then when at some point you'll need surgery, but you probably won't need a colostomy. So I said, I'm on board with that. So they admitted me. I was on nothing by mouth for like 3 days in case they had to do surgery. Then they upgraded me to like a liquid diet, not that kind of liquid, unfortunately. And then when I tried solid food, about 4 hours later, I couldn't tolerate it. I threw up for almost 12 hours.
He was really sick.
So we started back all over again. So, the surgery team had my case. And so finally they said, okay, if you can tolerate a little bit of like semi-solid food like eggs or mashed potatoes or something without pain or nausea, you can go home. So luckily I did that, and I got home. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. My mind is
yeah.
I had so many narcotics and all of that. They were giving me narcotics. They were giving me Dilaudid every 3 hours. So anyway.
No, you weren't feeling anything.
Right.
Well, actually, Sherry, in the beginning, the Dilaudid in the emergency room, they gave it to me. Didn't touch it.
Didn't, yeah.
Oh, that's how bad the pain is. Yeah.
Oh, my Lord, Mel. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, but I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be alive. And I think that this is the best birthday present of all.
We love you, Mel.
Yeah, right.
Better. Yeah.
Tell them about the dream you had with my cousin Rachel.
Oh my goodness. Regina, for those of you who have been to Sedona, Regina had ALS. And when I first met her in Sedona, she came that year, and she was barely able to talk, but she and I bonded, and I called her, an angel on earth. I just really loved her. I love all of you too. But when I was in the hospital, I had a dream that she was, and it was vivid, like I'm looking at you all. that she was standing at the foot of my bed, and there were her family ancestors with her. I'm sure it was a grandmother and a sister there. And she showed me this dance, this native dance. And
The
she
victory dance, she
said,
called
this is a dance for victory.
Oh my God.
And they went out. All of a sudden, he's sort of transported to the prairie, which is exactly what Oklahoma looks like.
Right.
And she was doing the dance. Now, he said, I don't know if the Comanches have a victory dance, but all Native tribes have a war dance and a victory dance. So I asked my cousin Toby, I told him about the dream. That was his sister. And I said, so do the Comanches have a victory dance? He said, absolutely. Yes, they do. I said, because I know the war dance by heart, because that's the dance I did all 3 times I was getting married.
Married or divorced?
Married.
Did the victory dance when she got divorced.
Yeah.
It was this like prairie or plain, and they were dancing, and she said, I was transported there, and this is a victory dance, and it was like as clear as I'm sitting in this room. It didn't even feel like a dream. So
it was a vision. Yeah.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
So I'm convinced that she took me out of the body and took me to that.
But also tell them the feeling you had. You knew she was coming to tell you were going to be okay.
At that point when I saw her, because when she came to me, I was really, really sick. I mean, I've had open heart surgery. I've had cancer, but I've never been that sick. I mean, I was really sick, and I was having doubts as to whether or not I would make it. I mean, it was
especially when you got that second bout.
Yeah, and then so that's when she came to me, is like right when I had that second bout, and I when she came to me in the dream and she showed me the victory dance, it was her way of telling me that I was going to make it. And I that kept me going. It really did. And all the love and prayers that all of you guys sent.
Of course.
There was a couple times I didn't think I was going to pull through.
There's 2,643 in the room.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Now, Mel Sherry stood in line all morning this morning for the post office, and they said your office address did not exist.
My office address exists, I promise.
Well, after 45 minutes, my camera just fell. They would not let me mail my package. So
I will
I will re-verify it with you. And
my office address is 832 East Rand Road. That's 832 East Rand, R-A-N-D Road, Mount Prospect, Illinois, 60056, Suite 17.
That's what I gave.
That's what I had. So I don't know what happened, but my camera's falling. I'll be back in a minute.
And I just
what did she say? Her pants are falling?
Yeah.
Sure, Linda.
Keep it G-rated.
I have to say
y'all don't want to
thank
see
you
me without my pants on, believe me.
to everybody that sent money and flowers, and there was so many flowers, and there was no way I could bring them all home. So what I did is, before I left, I had the nursing staff and the aides and even doctors and say, take which ones you want, because I'll never be able to get them all home. And they were just so thankful to get the flowers, because usually they only get complaints. So,
yes. Yes.
And this Aloha shirt, I want to thank Lynn Gouda. Her husband passed away, and he loved Aloha shirts, so she sent me a bunch of them. So I'm wearing this today.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Arthur, I'm going to take those goldfish out for a walk.
Okay. No, when Mel asked if he was going to have a colostomy, I said, no, you're not going to. But if you do, I'll send you some goldfish for it. And so then I sent a little goldfish aquarium.
So. Thank you, Teresa.
It's just poured up, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I can't see the comments. I don't know what I did wrong. So
Thank you, Susie.
Hi, everybody. So I'm kind of on a semi-solid diet. Mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese, avocado, and
And it's held down okay? You're okay?
yes, it is.
Every fifth grader's dream of a meal.
I'm sorry, say again.
I said every fifth grader's dream of a meal.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes and mac and cheese. Oh yeah,
I just love mashed potatoes.
I do too.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel psychically, Mel? Do you still feel a little off kilter?
You know, I just had an episode of AFib, and I can tell when I'm in it, but I converted, which I think is still because the electrolytes are a little off.
Yeah.
So I've been taking the magnesium you sent, Linda. Thank you, and potassium and all of that stuff.
Now, if you're nervous, you sit on the toilet and bear down.
I'm sorry.
When you go through an episode, I was in a
Oh,
bad.
I thought you were kidding, Linda.
No,
Oh,
when I
okay.
was in the ER,
Me too.
a bad episode, and they were getting ready to get the paddles.
Oh,
And I had heard that if you sit on the toilet and bear down like you're going to pass a big dump, it'll revert you. So I begged them. I said, "Can I please just give me a commode?" And they said, "Okay, but if this doesn't work," and I did it, and it reverted.
wow.
Great.
Thank you,
That's good to
Buddha.
know.
Thank you, Kaylee.
So, my psychic ability is always with me. But the dream or the out of body with that Regina, I mean, that's so profound. And
Yeah.
I've been watching a little YouTube today, kind of, politically. I haven't done any politics for the last since I've been in the hospital. But it's funny, when I was in the hospital, they asked me what I did for a living, and I told them. And a couple of them were kind of skeptical. This one doctor, he goes, "Really?" He goes, "What do you see for me?" I said, well, when I get home, an appointment.
Very good.
So I started reading him, and he's going, "How did you know that? How did you know that?" I said,
So you could still do it. Yeah.
and I told him, I said, "Never piss off a psychic because it ain't pretty." So
Yes.
Sherry said it's a vasovagal response. That's why they have cameras in the toilets in the CCU, because when someone's sitting on the toilet, that's when they can go over because they're bearing down and it can stop their heart.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow. Yeah.
So, the bowel's still not back to normal, but it's getting there. So I have an appointment on Wednesday with a colorectal surgeon, and then one again in April, but they're going to get me in sooner. So, if they have to do surgery, they have to do it. But to be honest with you, I'd rather go through surgery than have another episode of this. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
I
Mhm.
agree.
Yeah.
3,000 in the room now, Mel.
wow.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Anna Maria.
That is so cool. Thanks all of you. Let's see. I see Linda, Arthur, Kevin.
Lorraine, Sylvia.
Yeah, I see Kevin Loving. Kim.
I gave them your Venmo, but for the people that are doing here, remember that YouTube takes half. I'll sit down and add them up and send them to you, babe.
I see Heart and Soul over there.
Hi, Mel. I miss you. It's good to see you. Yeah.
You have no idea of how happy I am to see all of you.
No, we are happy to see you. Very happy.
Very happy. And by the way, I'm so glad you didn't kick off because you owe me that money. Damn it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to go beat up your husband to get my money.
I asked in the emergency room, I said, "Am I septic?" And they said, "Not yet, but you're getting there," because my blood pressure was like 90 over 60.
Isn't that what killed that famous actress, the blonde actress? She was young when she died. Jean Harlow. Didn't she die of being septic? Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I think
don't
so.
realize how serious it is, but I wasn't septic yet. And, I looked at them and I'm like, am I gonna make it? And they were like, we think we can get you through this one. And I said, well, I'm not afraid to die. I just hope the good Lord ain't taking up a bunch today.
Yes.
Now you don't need to wait in line on the other side,
Right. Thank you, Beth. Oh my God, people are so generous.
Thank you all. It's so wonderful.
Well, I'm glad you're back. 'Cause now I can sleep.
3,000 in the room.
I'm sorry.
3,000 in the room.
Wow.
Nice. Woohoo.
And I was saying, I'm glad you're better because now I can sleep.
I
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
I hate that anxiousness, knowing he was just miserable.
I know.
I think the worst part of it all was when I just had that uncontrollable throwing up. Oh God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh God, that hurts.
And
It
I've
does.
got a high pain tolerance, but I told the doctors, I said, I just can't be sick. I said, because I've got too much to do.
There you go. Thank you, Wow.
And
Yeah.
I told them, I said, I've got, my trip in May and Mount Shasta in June. And they were asking me about the trips. And when I was starting to tell them about Mount Shasta, they were like all ears.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
The flowers.
What's the one in May? Is that Peru?
The one in May is the cruise to the Italian and French Riviera.
Oh, okay.
And then Peru's in September, October's Iceland's in October. But and so they were curious about Mount Shasta, and I said, well, maybe next year, but right now it's sold out. So
Okay. So Jilly
ladies.
1362. You have won a free reading with me. A 30-minute free reading. Write me at grindle9103@gmail.com and put free reading in the subject. Thank you, Judy.
Congrats.
So
Awesome.
Somebody
I just wanted, if they came today, if they come, I wanted to give away a free reading.
Somebody says, when is Linda G going to start her comedy stand-up side hustle? I think she's already been there.
I've been there,
Done that, yeah.
bought the T-shirt. Yeah, it was fun. But
Yeah.
you think you can get ego-driven on YouTube? You can get really ego-driven on.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah. The laughing.
Colleen is backstage.
Okay. Let
We
me.
have some-
I'll
I
jump
wanted to do a short poem, and so then I'll leave and she can come in. Okay. So Mel, first of all, I have a card for your birthday. It's a listen bitch card, which is the best cards in the world. It says, listen, bitch, be a fucking weirdo. There's power in that. Okay. So there you go. And this is a little ditty for you. Happy birthday to you, dear Mel, whose health had us all rally over our angels for a spell. Your presence on YouTube is loved and revered, and at times we delight in the joy that you two are weird. We feel seen. We hope the year ahead brings travel and joy befitting to a former Kentucky boy. We love you and are happy you're getting well, because this here community loves its psychic pal Mel. So stay well. We implore you, for heaven's sake. We need your wise counsel for all political take.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I love
Happy
that.
birthday, my friend. Get well, and we'll
Thank
see
you
you
for coming,
again.
Molly.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, honey.
Bye, Ellie.
Bye.
I'm gonna jump off as well. Mel,
Hi,
happy
Colleen.
birthday. Enjoy your day and continue that healing. We're all cheering for you. Lots of love to you. It's good to see
Kevin,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, for coming.
Bye, Kevin.
Thanks,
Bye,
Kevin.
everybody.
Hi, Kevin. Bye.
Bye.
Kevin, get the spare room ready in case we have to come out of the United States.
There you go.
Thank you, Buffy. Thank you, Sharon. Welcome, Colleen.
Hi. Thanks
Hey,
for
Colleen.
having me. Hi, Mel. Happy birthday. Happy solar return. I'm so glad that you are home. I'm so happy for you. I think it's great. How are you feeling?
A lot better.
He looks good, huh? Considering.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good color. You got good color.
I'm still a little shaky, but
Yeah.
people were asking me in the hospital how I felt. And I knew I was, well, even in the emergency room, I never lost my sense of humor. That one day when I was throwing up, then forget about it. I couldn't even, that wasn't so pretty. But, you know, people say, how do you feel? I mean, well, like I've been pulled through a rose bush backwards, you know. It was like pretty beat up, but
Poor guy.
Yeah, I've had 2 cesarean sections, so I have a little idea of how you're feeling down there. It's just
I
like,
delivered a 9-pound one and a 10-pound one.
oh boy,
Whoa.
oh boy.
And I'll tell you what pain is.
oh,
Yes.
That doctor never got his gonads back. They were ripped to shreds.
Oh my God.
And he'll never forget. He heard me scream, "What's my name, you son of a..." Thank you, Buffy. Thank you, Sharon. But it's so funny how women go through this horrible pain in childbirth, and yet we still have another child.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
too.
yeah,
I had 2. Yeah, same
Yeah.
way.
you
Speak
absolutely
for yourself. Some of us stopped at 1.
forget.
it's
And
like
I had something called dot surgery. It's not a surgery. They put these dots in your face to help your collagen in your face. And that was one of the worst pains I ever had. I went back to the doctor the other day for something else. And he said, "Oh, we're having a special on the dot." And I actually considered it for a minute. And then I said, "What the hell am I thinking? That was the most pain I ever went through." Thank you, Buffy. Thank you, Sharon.
It's like when I had kidney stones once. I went to the ER and the nurse said, "Oh my God," she said, "I've had 5 kids and I've had kidney stones, and kidney stones are worse." I said, "Well, at least you got a baby out of the deal." I go, "I get these little pieces of gravel," and there were 3 of them that came out. And I remember, I for a joke I called them Rocco, Ruby, and Diamond. Okay, so I'll give
Very good.
Wow.
If you gotta have them, you might as well name them.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
And I worked in a county hospital in labor and delivery. I'd go between the emergency room and labor and delivery. And those poor women, they wouldn't give them any epidurals or anything. We had nurse anesthetists on board. Sometimes we did Demerol and we titrated, but you know, Demerol's not that good for newborn. And a lot of times we had women coming in where you don't know what's on board. You know, you don't know if they've had heroin or whatever. So you have to be very careful with people with no prenatal care. But it was just so, you just wonder how they could even stand it. That it was so painful, and then they could have nothing. Wow. It was terrible.
Wow.
I didn't get anything either when I went into labor. I went through the whole thing.
Why didn't they give you something?
Because I was at the charity hospital and they weren't feeling very charitable. So
okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I didn't get nothing. It was not fun.
I remember when I was in college, I worked in a county hospital. I was a phlebotomist. They taught you right on the floor. There was no phlebotomy school.
Yeah.
I worked like
That's how I learned
to get through college. But anyway, I remember going into labor and delivery, and there was a lady in there, and I had to draw blood. And vacutainers hadn't come out yet. We'd have to use syringes to draw the blood. And so I remember I was getting ready to put the needle in, and I said, "Do not move, whatever you do," because I didn't want to infiltrate. And she's like, she's like, "Oh, please, please don't hurt me anymore." So I waited until she had a labor pain. And I got the needle in and drew the blood.
So you were able to do it.
Yes.
But then she was like, she was a bad patient. She was yelling, "I want my mother. I want my mother. I want my mother." And I remember this old nurse, Montgomery. I mean, she was tough. And she looked at her, she goes, "Look, your mama didn't get you in this situation, so you're just..."
Yeah. We once had a pimp drop a hooker off. She must have been 16, 17 years old. Cutest little girl. And tattooed with the fake boobs. And she was so young. He just dropped her off. She was in full labor.
Oh my God.
And she had all these weird tattoos, but down there in the bottom, it said "slippery when wet." And she would not keep the sheet on, no blankets or anything. She kept kicking them off, and we kept covering her up, and she kept kicking them off. Before you know it, the janitors were going by checking out what the business was. Yeah, poor thing. But she was screaming for mommy too. But I really felt sorry for her. but I'll tell you, I changed into something I didn't know I had in me. Now I do know. But I was like, the powder crust will compel you. Your mother wears socks that smell.
It's amazing how when you're in pain, things you say, right?
Because they say breathe. Just imagine the bubbling waters and all. You're like, F you.
Yeah,
Oh, that
you
was
get to
nice
that
compared to
point.
what
Yeah.
I said.
That stuff went right out the window because when I would breathe a deep breath, it hurt too bad.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they even touch and then they would press, and then when they would release, that was more excruciating.
Yeah.
And in the ER, one of the
I can feel it while you're talking about it.
one of the personal care technicians, they call them that over at the hospital. I think they're nurses' aides, but whatever. When he raised the gurney, he kind of sudden jolted it, and I was like, "Oh my God, I saw stars." I was like, "Please don't do that again." It was just. And
Can I ask you a question? All of us were discussing before you came on.
Go ahead.
We just want to know: were they able to save your gonads?
Well, with all the CAT scans they did, that's questionable.
Okay. Poor guy.
We don't know if they're going to be mountain oysters or if they will recover. But at my age, you don't need them much for anything anyway.
Yeah. Well, we got 3,251 in the room. We weren't going to make this long because we know you're in a weak state. Yeah. You probably could use, but thank you. And Kevin, how are you doing? Kevin Loving?
I'm doing good. Good to be here with Mel for his birthday, and glad that you're looking good, my friend, and healing. Got a lot of love and healing energy around you.
What's the weather like where you are, by the way?
It's a little chilly today. Last week we had some like 70-degree weather, so it was starting to warm up, but kind of rainy and sleet a little bit today. Not too bad, but
yeah. And Colleen, what's on your list? What are you doing?
Today, I'm having everybody come over to my house to celebrate Ostara. It was supposed to be on the, spring equinox, but, people have jobs. Sometimes you have to just wait till Saturday and then you have the event. So we're doing that. I got my hair done,
You looks good.
Nice. Saturday. And, did a few little errands, but I pulled a couple of cards for Mel.
Oh,
pulled a couple of little oracle cards. And this is from one of my favorite decks. I'll just leave it up there. Okay. I don't want to get anybody censored, So this is a good card though. And it just says, and I have to say the F word. So, I hope we're all adults here. Acknowledge your past, unfuck your future.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that great?
Very good.
That's a great saying.
And the other card says, your awesomeness really is phenomenal. I swear, I pulled that out of the deck and that's what it said.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, nice, huh? That's really good.
Thank you.
Okay, sweet Danny, what's on your list?
Not much. It's a beautiful day in the central coast of California. The sun's shining, no rain. It's just been great, and it's great to see Mel. I was worried about you, my friend. Oh my gosh, so glad to see you.
Yeah,
it's nice to be here. Really,
it's a great community. How we hold each other up.
Oh my God, I am so. That's the thing. That one of the things I'm the most thankful for is this community, and how we support each other. Not only our psychic community, but our subscribers and our members.
Yeah.
The outpouring of love has just been incredible. And I am so blessed and thankful for that. And I want to thank everybody.
Yeah. Well, you're a sweetheart. When other things happen to other people, you're there.
Yes.
I can't be kumbaya with you because you owe me money. It's all my purpose.
I'm still trying to catch up with the comments of all of the get well
Yeah,
Mel comments left out of the couple of times that I posted it on my community page. I'm still trying to catch up with all the so once this is really said and done, I'm gonna print it all out and send it to you and let you see what everybody said about you.
Thank you.
And
How are
that
you
will
doing,
really
Sharon?
make you feel good, ma'am.
How's your neck of the woods doing?
Well, it's been kind of nice, sunny, 60s, 70s, and I don't know, it was starting to cloud up earlier, so it may rain on us for all I know. Hell, I'm in the swamp. You never know what's gonna happen.
It's
Wait
cold up
5
here
minutes.
in
Yeah.
Northern California. It's foggy and cold.
Oh,
In the
It's
Like
evening,
I live in
it's been
Pacific.
getting cold.
Yeah.
It's been getting like down in the upper 40s, lower 50s at night. So you have to put a sweater on. But during the day, it's been nice. So
Right.
It's sunshiny here. I think Gary said it's about 40 outside, but
Yeah.
very sunshiny. So
Yeah, if you can stand in the sun for a minute, that helps.
one day it was like near 80. I was in the hospital. I didn't really care whether it was 80 or 80 below, but
Yeah.
and then the next day it snowed. Go figure. So anyway.
How about Cam? How are you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good. See, I'm in Central Texas. It is warm in the 70s, very windy. I took my dogs this morning to the park, and I have a little dog and a bigger dog, a little Chiweenie, and then a golden retriever. And there were some people, they were training dogs there. So guess what? My dogs were embarrassing, so we had to leave. It was terrible. I actually had to just leave one of them in the car. It was so bad.
That's the one good thing about being a dog trainer with a really trained dog. You take them somewhere and you see other dogs that are misbehaving, and without saying a word, you're almost sending out the message, look at what my dog can do. Neener, neener.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the exact sentiment you feel too.
Yeah.
Yes. And Mel, I just want to just wish you so much love and birthday wishes. And I pulled a card. I got the card of stillness. And so really, if you can today, take whatever time you need to be still and heal as much as possible. Don't push it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not.
So, yeah, I
Oh,
love you.
hold on. We got someone that. Hi.
Hey, Aiden.
hey.
Oh,
Hi guys. Happy birthday, Mel.
thank you.
Thank you for coming, honey.
Of course. I wouldn't miss it. I wanted to stagger myself so I didn't have to, have a lot of people. But thank you for the invite, and I'm so glad that you're doing better. I was watching from the beginning and I heard your stories about being in the hospital and with the workers. But yeah, happy birthday, and I'm glad you're doing better.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Mark Rhodes wants to tell you hello. He's saying hello.
Hello, Mark. How are you?
He's the concierge of the gay community in San Francisco, and he worked on our San Francisco event. Did a terrific job.
He did
Well, thank you, Kim. Now, Mariana or Mary, how do I say your name?
Marina.
Marina.
Just
the
think
Marina in San Francisco.
Yeah, you think of where you would park your yacht.
There you go.
There you go.
On the dock.
Dock. Yeah. So what if I later on today in a few hours, I'll be doing the 5th Shine Your Light event.
Oh, nice.
And it starts at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to join me, you're more than welcome to join me. It's a wonderful opportunity to be with like-minded people, to send that light, love, compassion, unity to anyone, anywhere in the world that needs it. And we know that right now we need that.
Yeah.
Right? The more of us that get together, the more that we put out that single intention of wanting that, the more powerful the message is. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing later on today.
I just want to say that I am so thankful. I think all of us are, to our Canadian friends.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have someone in office who doesn't honor our friendship with Canada. And many of us don't support what Cheeto Head is doing. And I just, on behalf of the community, would like to say how much we love and support Canada.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mel. And we know that. We recognize that there is a big difference between most Americans and the administration. So you know, when we protest, when we boo the national anthem or whatnot, we're not booing Americans. We're
You're
booing
booing that idiot. Yeah. But did you, but the line for people to go through is, did you see that? It's empty. Thank you, Teresa. Whoa. Thank you, Uma. It's empty and nobody, Orlando is, and somebody said on social media, they noticed the airport in Dallas, or it was like the lowest they'd ever seen. And they said it must be because they can't get enough people to work, you know, in the towers. And he said, well, that is a problem, but actually we're just slowly but surely nobody's booking.
That's just it. Yeah, there's a lot of businesses, especially the ones that are close to the Canadian border, like through Maine, Vermont, and whatnot. They're saying, yeah, we've had families who have come here in the summertime traditionally for 30, 35 years. And this year they canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the what you calls in Florida, what do you call them? Where you
snowbirds.
Huh?
The snowbirds?
No, well, they get those places that they go once a year to. There's a timeshare.
Oh, timeshare.
They're giving them up. They don't care.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
So
a lot of Europeans aren't coming here either.
No. You know, countries around the world are
taking people from the airports and making them sleep on cement floors. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have to say, I was just at the Dallas airport 2 days ago on a flight, and I was actually in Colorado, and we had to wait on the plane for like an hour because apparently the Dallas airport closed down some runways. So there were only a few runways you could land.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marjorie. I think Aiden froze. So last but not least, Arthur, what's the weather like in Southern California?
It's about 63.
Nice.
Yes.
It's bathing suit weather for you, Mel.
Oh, we barbecue when it's 45.
Well, that's because you're smart.
We would have snow drifts. My father would say, go shovel a patch. I want, rib on the roast. So, get out there, get the barbecue. Could be 5 degrees below. He still had to have his,
right
barbecue.
It's just now starting to rain. I can hear the drops.
Well,
thank you. You've been on. Oh, Mel, you made it through 47 minutes. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
3,353 people. Again, thank you, Marjorie. Thank you guys for coming.
And I had Canadian bacon this morning, so there.
Nice. I've never been to Canada. I would really like to go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Gary and I did a road trip one year through, New York State and the Finger Lakes. And then, well, actually, we went up through Michigan and we crossed over into Ontario, London, Ontario, and went to Toronto and then up through Niagara Falls and then back to the Finger Lakes. Here you can see my arm, by the way. That's all.
Oh my God.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, it's all over. But no, people are wondering what it is. It's from IVs and stuff. But Canada, we were there for the Canadian, for like their Independence Day. And I have to say that the Canadians were amazingly friendly. I mean, they treated us so well. And I fell in love with Canada as a result of the trip. Yeah. I mean, it's just the people were wonderful. And so,
can I ask you guys like a general question before we shut down?
Of course. Sure.
I just want to know, do you think we're actually, the United States is going to be able to have these big events like the Olympics here with the way they're treating people who are flying in?
For a while.
I think it's going to have to be canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a while.
I'm picking up it's going to be canceled if it's here because a lot of countries won't come because Trump's for Putin.
And people don't know if they show up at an event, they don't know that they're not going to be carted off by ICE,
right?
For whatever reason. So,
I mean,
it's
really bad for the economy, specifically, those city or the city that have already, got the contract for the Olympics, but.
It's better not to come and be safe.
I agree. I totally agree.
If I had a child
Countries-
in the Olympics, I wouldn't let them go.
Yeah, countries around the world are issuing travel warnings
Yes.
to their
Yeah.
people do not go to the United States. It's
Yeah.
too dangerous. I mean,
Mhm.
it's pretty bad when we go on that list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
mean,
You know, Sherry, I'm glad you said that because, you know, I have groups that go to Africa and things like that. And, you know, there's always somewhere on the planet that's got, you know, a travel warning.
yeah,
Um, you know, so people have been asking me, is it going to be safe to go on these trips? And I'm telling them the places we're going are extremely safe. You need to worry about what's going to happen to you here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all my years of doing this travel, I have never ever seen that the United States was on a travel advisory list. And
Right.
what does that tell us? What we've come to as a nation?
It's almost like a bad dream.
It
well,
is.
like most people know, I work at a university, and one of our PhD students from India, his father died suddenly this past week.
Mm.
And now this young man is contemplating, can I go home to attend my father's funeral and then not be allowed back in to finish my degree? Or do I stay here
That's a
and
shame
finish
he
my
has no
degree
choice.
because that's what he worked so hard for me to get?
Yeah.
And it really ripped through our little community there at work because we're computer science and probably 80% of our students are foreign students.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're petrified. They're afraid to go home for
Yeah.
fear of not being let back in. They're afraid of being here for fear of being mistaken for somebody else and shipped God knows where.
Right.
And it's really difficult right now. The faculty, the staff, everybody, we're all struggling with trying to, figure out how best to protect these students, because I mean, they're under our care in a lot of respects. The
Yeah.
same goes for a lot of our faculty. We have a lot of faculty from the Middle East.
They can't risk it at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, thank you so much. Mel, did you have something else you wanted to say? I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say thank you to all of you, to the community, to our subscribers, to our supporters. Sometimes I think when we do YouTube, sometimes I get a few negative comments and we think, why are we doing this? And now the reason is crystal clear why we're doing this.
Well, it helps everybody.
It's to help everybody and
Gives
to help
everybody
each
that
other.
strength. Yeah.
And I think that this is a shining example of how people pull together to help people. And I'm just so honored and so blessed to have all of you all. And I just don't know how to say thank you. I mean, I'm just so overwhelmed with the love and the caring. And you guys,
they come true, when Kirsten Langston got so sick.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was she needed help and we gave it to her.
Well, you guys have made this birthday a very, very, very special and memorable one. And
yay.
Thank
No,
you.
you said you were having
in
a
our lives.
You just did.
So, Mel, I'm going to have a steak in your honor.
there you go.
Oh, me too. There
you go.
Love you three.
Over, I never want
I'll
to see
eat one
mashed
too.
potatoes. After this is
All
over, I
right.
never want to see mashed potatoes again.
God bless everyone.
Happy
Thank you
birthday,
so
Mel.
much.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Mel.
birthday.
I love you.
Birthday.
Love you.
Love you all.
Mwah.
Cheers.
Oh, thank you.